Hey, Canucks fans, big news. It sounds like the team has found their next head coach to replace the outgoing Rick Tocchet, and it's indeed one of Tocchet's assistant coaches, Adam Foote. Yes, first reported by Darren Dreger of TSN. Then it was confirmed by Rick Dollywall as a 3-year deal for Adam Foote. And there's a lot of talk in the last couple of days in Vancouver that it was really down to a short list of guys like Adam Foote, Manny Malhotra, Marco Sturm's name was in there as well. So all former players, all good players. But when you step back and look at this, this seems like a logical decision for many reasons. And I'll get into those reasons in a second. But right down below, even as you're listening to me right now, what's your first reaction, Canucks fans, to the Canucks hiring Adam Foote as their next head coach? Now, Adam Foote was a great defenseman when he played. He was drafted by the Quebec Nordiques way back in 1989. Bet you many of you weren't even alive yet. In the second round, 22nd overall. So basically near the start of the second round. And he played 3 seasons with Quebec that turned into another almost 8 or 9 seasons with Colorado. So 12 seasons or so with that franchise. Then 3 seasons with Columbus, and then back to Colorado to wind up his almost 20-year career. 308 points in 1,154 games, so he wasn't the most offensive defenseman, but he was tough. 1,534 penalty minutes, so about almost a penalty minute and a half per game, and also a good playoff career. 42 points in 170, so that's actually a little bit better than his regular season average, and then another 300 penalty minutes in those 170 playoff games. Then for coaching, he was an assistant coach with Colorado, no surprise there, back from 2011 to 2017. Then in 2018, he took over as head coach of the Kelowna Rockets of the WHL, but fired only a year and a half later. I think it was even the year that they were hosting the Calder Cup, the Memorial Cup. And then he joined the Vancouver Canucks as an assistant to Rick Tocchet in January of 2023. And now a year and a half later, he is named the next head coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Also has a gold medal from the 22 Winter Olympics, and then World Cup gold medal in 2004, silver medal in 1996. Okay, so let's talk about why the Canucks made this decision. I think there's a few reasons. The first one is familiarity with the organization. And I know there are a lot of bigger names out there, especially some recently fired coaches. Some guys haven't coached for a few seasons. But as the candidates narrowed down over the past few days, it sounded like they wanted someone, well, at least in Malhotra and Foote, those are two guys who are very familiar with their organization. So that's the first thing. He's been the assistant coach for a year and a half, and he has been in charge of the blue line, the defense. And you could say that he's, I know he's not the one bringing players in, but the way they play, they've actually done really well with their defense. Now, in his first season, when he was brought here at the end of, in the middle of 2023 with Tocchet, at the end of that season, that was kind of not a write-off, but they're taking over from that Boudreau team, and it's hard to judge him on the last half of the 2023 season, 22-23. But then for 23-24, we know that, especially after the All-Star break, when their offense dried up a little bit, the Canucks defense really improved. And it was a major reason why they got in the playoffs and why they played so well against Nashville and mostly against Edmonton. So the defense was the least of our worries last year for sure, even with some not really great players all the time. But Adam Foote had them playing very well. And then this year, I actually thought it was the strength of the team, along with Kevin Lankinen. Definitely not a worry compared to the offense, especially when you ended off the year with pairings like Hughes and Hronik. And then you had DPD, who was a revelation, Mancini, who looks good. And then you, of course, have Marcus Pettersson, who's been an amazing addition with Tyler Myers. Hopefully Tom Verlander can join that group too. But that was basically the top 6 that ended the year, was Hughes, Hronik, Pettersson, Myers, and then DPD and Mancini. And then you had Derek Forbert thrown in there as well. Guys like Soucy and Desharnais got traded throughout the season. But I think you'd agree with me. Well, you don't have to, but I would say that the defense, there's some times where maybe they had some letdowns or some breakdowns, but every team has that. But I thought overall, Adam Foote's coaching and especially with the addition of Marcus Pettersson in January, I thought the defense was quite good for the Vancouver Canucks, and that speaks to Adam Foote's coaching. A couple other reasons. I think, and I wouldn't say, and I've said this a couple times, I'm not sure if Aquilini had the wherewithal or the stomach to spend a lot of money. Although, no, I take that back, because they did offer Rick Tocchet $4 million a year, and Tocchet turned it down. So I'm sure Adam Foote's not going to be making $4 million a year. So I guess it's tough to say. Maybe Aquilini saves a little bit than if Tocchet had re-signed. But now that I think about it, maybe money is not the biggest issue, because they did offer Tocchet that big contract. But certainly Adam Foote will not be making $4 million this season. So I think, but the biggest thing for me is Quinn Hughes loves him. Quinn Hughes has talked about how much he loves playing for Adam Foote, how much he respects him as a player, as a coach, his systems, the way he has built up relationships with all the players, especially with Quinn. And if we're kind of looking through the lens of almost every decision has to be looked at through the lens of, will this help the case to keep Quinn here and when his contract ends in 2 years, as opposed to him bolting to New Jersey or wherever as a free agent? And obviously, yes, Rick Tocchet probably would have been the best case scenario from a coaching standpoint for Quinn. But I think that Adam Foote is a close second, because A, Adam Foote was coaching the defenseman, right, in charge of the blue line, and B, how much Quinn Hughes has affirmed and shown his respect for Adam Foote in the past. So there's no harm in terms of that relationship and the inclination and the desire to keep Quinn Hughes here. This certainly doesn't hurt the case at all. So there's a few reasons why I think this is a decent hire. He wasn't my first choice, but I'm also not upset with it. I think it's a good sign of the Canucks rewarding someone who's done well for them over the past 2.5 seasons. But I do think that, I think the Canucks were kind of going this way. As soon as Tocchet said he was leaving, I think they're kind of going, because you look at the short list, it was Malhotra, it was Adam Foote, it was Marco Sturm. So I think they're going with a bit cheaper, but that's not the priority. I think they're going with players, former players that could really breathe some new life, be a breath of fresh air to this team, a team that so desperately needs it after the tumultuous season last year. So great player, good coach, done a really good job with the team, and a good relationship with Quinn Hughes. So there's a few reasons why I think this is a decent hire, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I am flying out to Quebec City tonight, so I can't do Canucks After Dark with Parker. I can't do my own show because my flight's at 11:30. So enjoy watching whoever you're going to be watching tonight, and we'll see if I end up doing some stuff from Quebec City. But my priority will obviously be to support Kayla as she bowls in the Youth National Championships. But leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about this hire. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Lee, Weight Loss Coach. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang, and Hall of Fame franchise members. Thanks for your support. We had a really fun stream last night where I even gave away a dinner with me. Yeah, I'll tell you more about that next time. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, subscribe, like the video. You can leave a donation and help me out. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Your thoughts. Adam Foote, the next coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Wish me a safe flight. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.